Me if there was an award for repeatedly ignoring dating red flags. Me when any neighbour tries to be friendly to me.
Happy with that
Good morning and no comment. Thank you. Goodbye.
And this was me talking to my bathroom scale when I lost no weight after one day of eating healthily and going to the gym.
But you can't do this to me. You know how much I sacrificed?
Hello folks and welcome back to the underwhelming experience that is the Mr. Smelly Show. Today I'm going to talk to you about 3 hidden gem fresh fragrances that we don't tend to see talked about much on YouTube in the fragrance community. Before we do that, let me remind you that if you're looking for fragrance samples, my recommended USA-based fragrance sampling site is the Fragrance Decant Boutique website, decantboutique.com. I've got a code for you. Mr. Smelly 10 gets you 10% off a fantastic range of designer and niche fragrances. My recommended UK-based fragrance sampling site is Fragrance Samples UK, a stunning array of fragrances there, and my code Mr. Smelly 10 gets you 10% off across that site too. Links are down in the description. Fragrance sampling is the way to go. Don't blind buy expensive fragrances until you've tried them, if at all possible. Okay, so guys, let's talk about this. 3 really nice fragrances. They're fresh, they're sort of spring-like or summer-like fragrances, and they're definitely ones that you don't tend, they're not the new releases or anything, but I really like these, and I try to be genuine, and I'm actually enthused about today's 3 great fragrances. The first one that I'm going to share with you then, really don't hear a lot about this one, is Guerlain Cologne du Parfumeur, and this was created by Thierry Vasser in 2010, and it's part of the line that used to come in these very lovely bottles. I think they still do actually, but some of them tragically have been discontinued. I think this one's still going strong as far as I can see. You can pick this up, a 100ml bottle, for about £53 in the UK, so very reasonably priced for a fragrance from the really classy historic French brand of Guerlain, I would say. This is a citrus aromatic fragrance, and there are lots of fragrances in this line, things like Eau de Guerlain, Eau de Fleur de Citrat, Cologne du Coq, and other great ones in this lineup, Eau de Cologne Imperial. And this was sort of maybe a rite of passage for Thierry Vasser when he became the in-house perfumer at Guerlain to create one of these citrus aromatic fresh soapy colognes, and he did an outstanding job of creating something timeless and unique, really remarkable, and I love this style of fragrance. African orange flower is the first note, my favourite kind of orange flower. Asian orange flower, forget it. Amalfi lemon, citrus, fruit, rosemary, lavender, mint and white musk. It is beautifully crisp, clean and fresh. I do get this kind of almost a note that reminds me of rhubarb, which is not listed, and I don't tend to care for the smell of rhubarb in strong. What am I don't know why I smell rhubarb, but it's so skillfully blended in with everything. Maybe that's just the fruitiness. It's soapy, it's citrus, it's clean. It somehow has something a little bit unique and modern smelling about it, or just different. I can't put my finger on it. It does have, to me, a neroli note I think is in there. It's really beautiful. A unique, timeless, fresh, crisp, citrusy fragrance. If you love things like Eau de Cologne Imperial, if you love Neroli Portofino from Tom Ford, it's really great stuff for if you're in a really searingly hot day, on holiday, that kind of thing. Fantastic unisex fragrance. Eau de Cologne du Parfumeur, Thierry Vasser, 2010, Guerlain. Love it, okay? Next up, we're going to go for one that I don't know why this is not more celebrated. Ninfeo Mio, or Ninfeo Mio. This is from the house of Annick Goutal. It's quite expensive. It's a niche fragrance. I found it online for £138 something in the UK. This one is a beautiful green, citrusy, leafy fragrance with a wonderful addition of a note of fig leaf. It's beautiful. Citron, Amalfi lemon, galbanum, petitgrain, bitter orange, fig leaf, mastic and woodsy notes combine. It was composed by perfumers Camille Goutal, of course, of the Goutal house, and Isabelle Doyen. It is really beautiful. It's green and leafy. It has a certain citrus thing and a floral air about it too, but that bitter greenness contrasts beautifully with the somewhat creamy, milky accord of fig. It's absolutely exquisite. There are things like Acqua di Parma's Fico di Amalfi, which is more of a very bright, citrusy combination with fig. This has this green, leafy thing and a sort of hard to exactly describe creamy smoothness and a floral air where it all combines to be just really, really beautiful and kind of almost has an emotional effect on me. It's something nostalgic about it. There's something wistful about it. It's really beautiful. So Ninfeo Mio from the House of Guerlain. It's different, and I think also I kind of pick up maybe on a subtle jasmine note, but it's not listed. But what do I know? Last but not least, hope you'll forgive me because I have mentioned this many times on my channel, but nobody ever talks about it. Almost. Somebody must have. But me and one or two others. Monsieur de Givenchy. There's a new bottle design now. You can still get this 1959 original release for £56 online in the UK, and it's a fantastic citrus-accented chypre fragrance. It's perhaps their answer, the House of Givenchy's answer to things like Chanel's Pour Monsieur from 1955, I guess. The note listing for this modern version, which is in the Parfums Mythique reissue series, new bottle design now. This is another reissue. I do have a vintage one too. There is a difference, but let's not stress about that. We've got lemon, bergamot, lemon verbena, lavender, oak moss and hinoki wood. It's just a beautiful, clean, dapper, bitter bergamot with aromatic accords, a bit of lavender, gentlemanly, beautiful, soapy, gentlemanly, classy fragrance, really, really charismatic and unique. But performance is poor, to be quite frank, but who cares? Just spray more. Excellent fragrance, and not many other people are talking about that one. Performance on Ninfeo Mayo, or whatever you call it, I find to be very, very good. And the first one I mentioned is not the best performer, but I don't really care so much. Now, before I end the video, I want to remind you we have an amazing offer on the spring, or now really a summer offer. Gravitas Pour Homme available on our website for just £70 in the UK or $90 in the USA, or whatever that translates to in Canada too. And that includes shipping. It's an amazing price. Snap them up. We might not be able to keep doing it at that stupid price for too long. It's a great, great fragrance. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please subscribe. If not, subscribe anyway. Maybe the next video will be better. It can hardly be any worse. And remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project. And although life really sometimes can stink, at least we can always smell good. Bye-bye.